Today, we're counting down the wildest moments where professionalism meets chaos on live TV.
Only 4 people got to test this out.
Okay.
Stay tuned, because when the cameras are rolling, you never know what's coming next. Here is one of the most shocking moments in Los Angeles TV history. On August 20th, 1987, during a live broadcast at KNBC-TV in Burbank, a troubled man suddenly walked onto the news set. He went up behind consumer reporter David Horowitz and forced him to read a long, confusing statement on air. But the newsroom team tackled everything efficiently by going off the air instantly. Then David pretended to be reading the letter to a live audience. As soon as he was done, they took him into custody. Although the weapon was an exact replica, he still received several charges due to the severity of the act he committed.
And it off the air, viewers did not see this.
Involved. There is no way I can harm anyone with this empty BB gun.
Wyoming incident. Back in 1997, a local TV channel in Wyoming was briefly hijacked in what's now called the Wyoming incident. During the broadcast, strange clips of human faces flashed on screen, changing positions every few seconds, often interrupted by special presentation messages. Some viewers reported feeling dizzy, seeing weird visuals, or even getting headaches. Experts later said certain low-frequency sounds in the clip could make the eyes vibrate, causing those effects. People still debate if it was real or a hoax, but the footage left a lasting mark on those who watched it closely. Live TV slip. In 2023, a BBC News presenter had a split-second moment she probably replayed in her head later that day. The countdown to the midday bulletin was on, and she was joking around with the crew, casually holding up fingers for each number. But the camera switched a second too early. Right as she reached 1, her hand lifted, and the gesture wasn't exactly newsroom friendly. Her expression shifted almost instantly when she realized she was already live. That tiny pause said everything. Later, she clarified it was just an inside joke during the countdown and apologized, explaining there was no bad intention behind it. Reporter confronts harasser. A few years ago, reporter Isa Balado was covering a robbery in Madrid for Channel 4 when something shocking happened live on air. A man walked up behind her and touched her inappropriately while asking which channel she worked for. She calmly said she was live and tried to keep reporting. The studio host told her to show the man on camera, and she faced him, saying she was just doing her job. He kept hanging around and tried to come close again. She finally asked for the broadcast to cut. Police later confirmed the man was arrested. Max Headroom. In November 1987, Chicago TV viewers got a real shock. During a normal broadcast, the screen went static. Then, a person wearing a Max Headroom mask appeared. For about 90 seconds, the figure made strange movements and noises with no explanation. People watching were confused and scared, wondering who it was and why it happened. To this day, no one knows for sure if it was just a prank or something more mysterious. The clip remains one of the weirdest moments in TV history. Fans hijack live. During Oregon State's first football win of the 2025 season, sports reporter Olivia Cleary was standing on the sidelines, ready to deliver her live segment for Kizzy. The energy behind her was loud but manageable at first. Just excited fans celebrating. Then, a group decided to turn the camera into their own stage. They kept jumping into the frame, shouting, pulling exaggerated faces, and repeatedly acting out the viral 6 to 7 meme like they were rehearsing for it.
For this game.
The noise got closer, louder, and more intentional. Olivia didn't break. Her tone stayed steady, and her posture didn't shift as she finished her report. Later, she addressed the moment calmly, acknowledging that game nights can get rowdy, but this one crossed the line. Dollar surprise. Back in 2010, a Fox reporter was in the middle of a live segment when something completely unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, a man stepped into frame and tried to slip a dollar bill into her outfit as if it was some kind of joke.
The lines are very, very short. Obviously, everyone's having a good time here.
Composing herself calmly, the reporter picked up the dollar bill and kept talking as if nothing unusual had happened. The man drifted out of frame, but made it clear to the world just how disrespectful he was. Boat splash. In 2014, a clip went viral showing Dutch reporter Marcia Oosterholt interviewing Kampen's mayor, Bort Koolewijn, on a sailboat. As she leaned on a rope, it suddenly gave way, and she slipped through an open gate into the IJssel River.
Burgemeester, wat is er nou zo bijzonder aan zeilkampen?
Als je de mooiste...
The mayor awkwardly held out his ceremonial chain while a crew member quickly threw her a lifebuoy.
Dat gaat niet goed. Deze kant op.
The unexpected fall surprised everyone, but later it was shared that the moment was actually planned as part of a promotion for the Sailkampen Festival. Live chaos. Back in 2007, Fox News reporter Laura Ingle was demonstrating an iPhone on live TV when things went completely sideways. A man suddenly grabbed her microphone and tried to run off with it.
Okay.
The crew quickly jumped in, securing the situation, and Laura stayed calm, letting viewers know she was fine. Everyone around her handled it professionally, and the segment continued after the interruption. Mike's stealing dog. During a live weather report in Moscow, journalist Nadezhda Serechkina got an unexpected helper. A dog ran off with her colorful microphone. She chased the pup across the set, trying to get it back.
Неделю до 8 плюс 9 градусов. Стоять! Иди сюда! Эй, стой!
By the end of the broadcast, both the dog and the slightly damaged microphone had returned, letting her finish the report with a story to tell viewers. Fainting incident. During a live press conference, Tanya Eriksson suddenly fainted while discussing Denmark's decision to stop using the AstraZeneca vaccine. The moment caught viewers by surprise as she collapsed while speaking on national TV.
Hvor vi har brug for vaccinerne, og hvor valget...
Emergency staff quickly stepped in, and she was taken to the hospital as a precaution. Officials later confirmed that she had fully recovered. The incident highlighted how stressful public announcements can be, especially on sensitive topics. Parliamentary push. John Parliamentary was in the middle of a live segment when a man suddenly stepped into frame, clearly trying to photobomb the broadcast. Without missing a beat, Parliamentary reached out and gently pushed him aside, keeping the shot clear while staying completely calm. Even after that, the man tried again and slipped back into the frame, causing a brief moment of playful chaos on live TV. Parliamentary just carried on, finishing the segment like nothing unusual had happened.
Channel 3 senior reporter John Parliamentary researched several reports, and John, you have new numbers for us, and John has...
Darth Vader prank. In Keller, a reporter was delivering a live segment when a man suddenly appeared behind her, wearing a Darth Vader mask. In one hand, he held a hobby horse, galloping and making horse noises like a villain straight out of a movie.
And got the ball rolling early last night. For now, we're live in Keller. Nicole Jacobs, back to you. Thank you.
The crew quickly cut back to the studio, but the camera had already captured the absurd scene. The reporter froze for a moment, looking awkwardly at the camera to cut the scene and trying not to laugh. For a few seconds, a normal news segment became completely chaotic and completely hilarious. On-air clash. Back in 2001, on Good Day New York, things got tense between anchor Jim Ryan and reporter Dick Oliver. During a live segment, what started as a normal discussion about a tenant issue quickly turned personal.
Don't let her go away. That's what. Does she have a response to that? Is she still there?
What's that?
Did the lady just leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
The two began trading sharp comments on air, and viewers could feel the awkward energy. At one point, an old work history between them was brought up, making the moment even more uncomfortable.
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
Well, I'll
on.
give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
On-air resignation. This was one of the wildest live TV moments ever. Charlo Green, a reporter for KTVA in Alaska, was doing a segment about illegal substance laws. At the end of the report, she revealed that she supported legalization and was actually the owner of a local cannabis club she had just reported on.
I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing here in Alaska.
Then she shocked everyone by saying she quit and walked off camera and became a full-time advocate for cannabis rights.
And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but I quit.
Dockside tumble. During ITV's 30th anniversary, Allison Hammond was presenting the weather and standing on the famous floating weather map with two men dressed as sailors, helping her balance. As she moved across the map, she accidentally pushed one of them, and he lost his balance and fell straight into the water.
Be patchy rain over there, get ready, go! All right, go! Oh my gosh, are you all right? Oh my God!
Back in the studio, the hosts were shocked, but laughing. Allison quickly apologized and helped wrap him in her cape when he climbed back up. It was an awkward but unforgettable live TV moment. Reporter speaks out. Brianna Hamblin, a reporter for Spectrum News in Rochester, New York, shared a moment that happened while she was getting ready to go live. A man walked up to her and started shouting comments about her looks.
See, that's why I can't be left alone with a woman or a mulatto, because I can't stand these white
We are
girls.
done here. Have a great rest of your day.
In the video she posted, he made rude and uncomfortable remarks, thinking it was a compliment. Brianna stayed calm and ended the exchange politely, but later said online that it was not flattering at all. She explained that this kind of behavior happens often to women reporters in the field, and it needs to stop. Race day incident. Alex Bazargian was covering a road race in Savannah, Georgia, when something shocking happened live on air. As runners passed by, one man reached out and smacked her. You could see the surprise on her face, but she stayed professional and kept going.
Whoa! Not expecting that. Fighting.
Later, she spoke out on social media, saying no woman should be treated that way at work. Viewers helped identify the runner through photos and his race number. The moment sparked a big conversation about respect and behavior during live events. World Cup Live shock. During the World Cup in Moscow, Colombian reporter Julieta Gonzalez was going live for Deutsche Welle's Spanish service when a fan suddenly ran up to her, made her feel uncomfortable while the camera was rolling. Even though it was clearly uncomfortable, she stayed calm and finished her report like a true professional. Later, she spoke out on Instagram. She said women do not deserve that kind of treatment. She added that while football is exciting, there must always be clear limits between celebration and disrespect. Visit with a gory sect. On CNN's show Believer, Riza Aslan visited a small group of Agori sadhus near Varanasi, India, a tribe known for practicing unusual spiritual rituals.
Oh, thanks. Well, okay. Alright. Okay.
During the visit, they asked him to bathe in the Ganges River and covered his forehead with ash from a cremation ground. He was also encouraged to take part in rituals that many people would find shocking. Reza later shared online that the experience was intense and hard to forget. The meeting became tense near the end, and the crew decided it was best to step away and leave the area safely. Pronoun debate. During a Talk TV interview, anchor Julia Hartley Brewer introduced journalist Shivani Dave, but apparently that was not the kind of intro she wanted. Calmly and without interrupting the flow, Dave corrected her, explaining their pronouns are they and them. For a brief second, it felt like a simple clarification, but the atmosphere changed when Hartley Brewer pushed back, saying she believed using they for one person was grammatically incorrect, and that she would continue using she and her.
And you're a female person, so I will use she and her, thank you very much.
Do what you like, I guess.
Well, there you are, you didn't need to tell me then, did you?
Maybe I'm just making sure people know in case they're watching and they want to refer to me respectfully.
Is it disrespectful for me to use correct factual grammar?
It's not incorrect or unfactual grammar to use singular they-them pronouns for an individual.
While there is no end to the debate they accidentally started, they both chose not to discuss the matter anymore. Live robbery. In Johannesburg, South Africa, SABC reporter Vuyo Mvoko and his crew had a terrifying moment on live TV in March 2015 while covering the arrival of Zambian President Edgar Lungu at Mill Park Hospital.
What?
4 men demanded their equipment, including phones and laptops. The crew's cameras caught the thieves approaching, and Mvoko can be heard saying, "We're being mugged." Fearing for safety, he handed over his phone. Thankfully, everyone walked away safely.
And then here comes this person like looking for a phone, and I had my phone in my hand because I had just spoken to the executive producer about the crossing we're about of the bulletin about the crossing we're about to do.
Live health scare. Canadian reporter Jessica Robb was delivering a live field report when her speech suddenly began to slow. Mid-sentence, she paused and admitted she wasn't feeling well. The shift was immediate. Her words became harder to form, and you could see her trying to push through the segment.
After the day, families are pushing the feds to. Sorry, Aaron, I'm not feeling very well now, and
The studio quickly stepped in and cut away, giving her a moment off camera. Later, Jessica clarified that it was a personal medical situation and not related to outside speculation that had started circulating. She reassured viewers she was okay and focusing on recovery. Storm coverage disruption. While reporting live on Tropical Storm Ida in Gulfport, Mississippi, MSNBC reporter Shaquille Brewster was interrupted mid-segment. Out of nowhere, a man in a white pickup truck ran toward him and the crew, shouting as he approached. The off-camera chaos was immediate, but Brewster didn't flinch. He continued delivering the report with steady words and calm composure, almost as if the storm behind him wasn't the only thing making waves. For a few tense seconds, the broadcast captured the rare split between an alarming situation and professionalism.
Person going around, I'm going to turn this way because, we deal with some people every once in a while, but
Bourbon Street prank. Back in 2013, a TV reporter had an unforgettable moment on Bourbon Street. While doing a live shot, a partygoer jumped in, trying to cause trouble.
Oh, very nice to meet you. You're gonna do an interview with us?
The reporter stayed composed and turned the tables, calling out the crasher on camera in a witty and firm way. And that's how a person's embarrassing attempt to interrupt the segment quickly became a viral clip. Unwanted encounter. A football reporter was covering a game outside a stadium when a fan tried to came close to her that was obviously not appropriate. She spoke about how it made her feel powerless and shocked, despite all the hard work and preparation she put into her career. She reminded everyone that being a woman shouldn't make her or anyone else a target. Even though it was upsetting, she stayed professional on live TV, showing strength and resilience, while emphasizing that respect is something every reporter and every woman deserves, no matter the crowd or situation. News prank. 8 years ago, a boy pulled off one of the most unexpected pranks on live Malaysian news, just for fun. As the anchor spoke, the screen suddenly switched, and viewers got an unplanned glimpse into the hacker's bedroom.
Dipromosikan Menteri Tenaga, Teknologi Hijau dan Air, Datuk Seri Peter Chin Fakwe.
There he was, sticking his tongue out, laughing at his own clever move. For a few seconds, the serious broadcast turned into a scene of pure mischief. You could almost feel him holding back giggles, proud of the chaos he caused in the most harmless way. Even years later, people still remember him as a legend of live TV pranks. Snowy lesson. This reporter thought it would be funny to stand in the middle of people sledding down a big snow hill.
All right, so I've got my trusty stopwatch, and here they come down the hill. It looks like Bourbon is in the lead, and here comes out.
At first, it seemed okay, but he quickly realized it was a bad idea. A sled came straight toward him, and he had no time to move. He got knocked over, learning the hard way that standing in the path of speeding sledders isn't smart. Thankfully, he was fine, just a little embarrassed.
That was a bad idea. At Riverside Park, Rob left. Global News.
Bug surprise. A bug zipped straight into a reporter's mouth in the middle of a live field segment.
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death? The that?
1 second he was calm and focused, the next he was flailing and trying to recover.
I'm dying in this country ass town.
Blabbing whatever came to his mind. His shift from composed to chaotic happened in an instant, with every little expression captured perfectly on camera. For anyone watching, it was impossible not to notice the pure surprise on his face.
Flying in my mouth.
Big Brother drama. On Big Brother Albania, things got tense during a live broadcast. Jaws Marku suddenly got in a scuffle with Gesty, and the cameras caught everything. The other housemates froze, surprised, and Gesty didn't know what to do for a second. According to Joes, the other participant made him uncomfortable during a very personal moment, leaving him with no choice but to school him. However, some people had a different opinion. So, which side are you on? Let me know in the comments below. Coach controversy. Northville High's state championship ended on a tough note, and basketball player Haley Monroe was visibly upset on the sidelines. Her coach, Jim Zolo, approached and grabbed her ponytail, startling her. A teammate immediately stepped in, putting herself between Haley and the coach. The onlookers were in disbelief for a few seconds, and everyone watching could feel the mix of anger and disbelief. Afterwards, the school took action, letting the 81-year-old coach go. The question was, if he acted like that in front of everyone, what had he done when no one was watching? Quick thinking. A reporter was in the middle of a live segment when a young boy suddenly ran into frame, shouting and waving, clearly excited to be on TV.
There's some mixed reaction from students just ahead.
He leaned toward the camera, trying his best to steal the moment. Without raising her voice or breaking her rhythm, the reporter calmly said, "It's not live."
We're not live.
The effect was instant. The boy paused, processed it, and just like that, the excitement drained from his face. He quietly walked off. Meanwhile, she continued her report as if nothing had happened, but the boy's innocence won heart. Parrot surprise. Just as this reporter was about to go live outside a courthouse, a parrot named Lola landed on her shoulder. She froze and looked completely shocked while the bird calmly sat there. The clip quickly went viral and people loved it. Thanks to the attention, Lola's owner found her after she had gone missing.
I can't get it off me! Oh my god, can you please get it off me? It's not funny, but guys.
Baseball catch.
A reporter got new meaning to the phrase. Take a look at what happened in this game between the New York Mets and the Houston Astros.
A SNY reporter was covering Houston's flooding when a baseball suddenly flew straight toward him. Without skipping a beat, he reached out and caught it midair.
24 hours in her apartment, couldn't get in touch with any emergency services because there was just such an overabundance.
Barely pausing his report, his eyes stayed on the camera, and his voice didn't waver, even as the unexpected object crossed his path. For a few seconds, the chaotic scene outside faded into one small, perfect moment of skill and calm, completely unscripted, but handled like a pro.
Of people that were trying to make contact. I just caught the baseball, that's what you hear in the background.
Zombie prank.
Chris is very scared of clowns if you watch the show.
Yeah.
No, you are.
True.
But zombies, they're not as scary for you.
Well, I just can't even look at them right.
Fox 45's morning show took a spooky turn when reporter Wael Aliyu showed up looking like a zombie, thanks to some amazing makeup. The crew had been waiting for the perfect moment to prank meteorologist Chris Mulcahy. As Chris gave the forecast, Wael crept up in front of him and let out a low growl.
I'm excited about this. You should just do. Well, I knew something was gonna. I saw him go over there.
Chris got the scare of his life and jumped back, caught completely off guard. Then, as soon as he realized it was a joke, he laughed while shaking his head at the unexpected scare.
I saw him go over there. I was just like, all right, I don't know.
Win, huh?
Oh my God, I can't even look at him right now.
Elephant kiss. In Kenya, a reporter was sharing a story about orphaned baby elephants at a wildlife center.
It is said charity begins at home.
While trying to stay focused, one playful baby elephant wrapped its trunk gently around his face, giving him an adorable elephant kiss. He laughed, trying to continue his report, but the moment was too cute to ignore. The sweet interruption quickly became a fan favorite, spreading smiles to everyone who saw the lovable live TV moment. Tense interview. Popular commentator Ben Shapiro had a heated moment during a BBC interview with Andrew Neil. Shapiro was there to promote his book, but Neil questioned him about past statements and his role in political debates.
And I asked you a question, you failed to answer a single one of mine. Frankly, I find this whole thing a waste of time. If you want to read the book and critique the book, why don't you read and critique the book? If you want to critique me...
The exchange grew tense, and Shapiro accused Neil of bias before ending the interview early. Later, Shapiro admitted in a tweet that he wasn't fully prepared and apologized for misjudging Neil's views, which cleared the air a little.
You know, I'm not inclined to continue an interview with a person as badly motivated as you as an interviewer, so I think we're done here. I appreciate your time, sir.
All right,
Thank you so much.
thank you for your time and for showing that anger is not part of American.
Awards clash. At the Glamour Awards, things got awkward between James Corden and Patrick Stewart. Stewart joked about Corden standing with his hands in his pockets and teased him about his belly. Corden fired back with sharp humor, and the back and forth continued on stage.
Don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here.
Oh, you couldn't be more wrong, sir. But when you come up and present an award, just get on with it. There we go.
Even actress Zoe Saldana mentioned the moment while accepting her award. The exchange left the audience surprised, and the clip quickly became one of the most talked about moments from the night.
For whatever it's worth, I like your belly, so.
Awkward exchange. Viewers of Philadelphia noticed some tense moments between anchor Nicole Brewer and meteorologist Carol Erickson on CBS. During live broadcasts, they traded playful but sharp comments that made people wonder if something was off. It seemed like they didn't get along really well.
Welcome to the mix, everybody. We have an interesting first story here. Love this story. Okay.
However, the station later said the footage was edited out of context and that both women respect each other. Still, the on-air exchanges had fans talking for quite a while.
The meteorologist and the anchor, we are totally calling them out here. They cannot stand each other.
At least it would appear that way.
Live faint. Cameron Kinsey was mid-sentence during a live Fox News segment when her words started to falter. Within seconds, she collapsed on air, and the broadcast froze on the sudden scene.
Ideology, or it's not about.
Oh my goodness. Anchor Jonathan Hunt immediately stepped in, guiding the camera and signaling for help, keeping the rest of the show moving while ensuring she got medical attention. Halloween scare. On a 2017 Halloween episode of The Wendy Williams Show, Wendy Williams was dressed as the Statue of Liberty when she suddenly collapsed live on air. The heavy costume and heat had taken their toll.
Our first caress.
After a short pause and a quick break, she returned to the stage, explaining she'd overheated and was dehydrated. Without missing a beat, she finished the show, turning what could have been a scary moment into a display of determination and composure. Unexpected scare. What started as a normal talk show taping at 92Y quickly took a tense turn. During the live show, a man from the audience, later identified as Chad Michael Busto, suddenly stood and rushed toward the stage where Drew Barrymore and Renee Rapp were seated. The host froze for a split second, clearly startled.
Sell people. Oh my God, yes, hi.
I'm Chad Michael Busto, you know who I am. I need to see you at some point while I'm here in New York City. Okay?
While security moved in instantly to stop him. The scene unfolded live, leaving everyone wondering what would happen next. Once the intruder was escorted away, the show continued, but the brief moment had everyone on edge, a sharp reminder of how unpredictable live events can be.
By the way, just to be clear, the second they were like, okay, we're good, they're like, hey, do you need anything? Do you need to say? She was like, oh, no, I got it, I'm good.
Viral expression. Lindsay Stanton was giving her take as a business expert on the U.S. jobs report. Her words were precise, her analysis sharp, but something else caught the attention of the camera. Her eyes were seed and unblinking, locked on the interviewer or the notes in front of her.
We're in a very good position to talk about what's going on in the job market. We work with a lot of Fortune 1000 organizations.
Every so often, her stare intensified, like she was trying to absorb the entire economy in one glance. The focus was almost overwhelming, a moment that made the segment unforgettable. And that small detail is what made this clip stick in people's minds for years. Crow interrupts. During a live weather forecast, a curious crow suddenly appeared right in front of the camera. It strutted around, pecking at the lens and inspecting the equipment.
Still some stubborn overcast here over the city. Look at this.
He's totally checking out the camera, Mark.
Yeah.
Like it was ready for its close-up. The anchors couldn't keep a straight face, laughing as the bird wandered in front of the camera. They even took a short pause from the report, letting the little interloper have its moment. For a few seconds, the forecast was completely upstaged by one very determined crow.
Oh my gosh.
This is so cool.
Yeah. I might need a little more time for this weather segment because we have a little visitor.
On-air scare. Reporter Serene Branson was covering the Primetime Emmy Awards when viewers noticed something was wrong. She began to fumble her words and struggled to speak clearly during her live report.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight.
Many people feared the worst at first. Later, it was shared that she was experiencing a rare migraine symptom called transient aphasia. It can look very serious, but it is not a stroke. Afterward, she used the moment to help raise awareness about the condition.
We had a very Darrison, but let's go to Terrace and look for the head of the pit.
Unexpected twist. On November 9th, Julie Yu was delivering a live broadcast when she suddenly fainted on air. For a few tense seconds, the cameras captured everything. The pause, her struggle to stay upright, the fellow reporter rushing to assist. After that, no one spoke for a few awkward seconds. The moment was silent, except for the hum of equipment. Julie regained her composure quickly, brushing off the embarrassment and continuing the segment once she was steady. It was a rare, unplanned glimpse of how even professionals can hit their limits under the pressure of live TV. Live TV glitch. During a live broadcast, the show started a few seconds early, but the anchor was distracted, watching herself on the screen and even muttering that she looked pale.
Not so pale.
Luckily, her coworker noticed and gently nudged her, letting her know she was live. The anchor quickly refocused, smiled, and carried on like a true professional. The brief moment of confusion was lighthearted, showing that even experienced anchors can have small on-air slip-ups, but handle them gracefully.
Today, snow is crippling much of the Washington lowlands. One of 3.
The subscriber's pick. A polar bear wandered right up to a news reporter during a live protest segment, completely unplanned. The reporter froze for a moment, trying to stay calm while the bear ambled nearby. Security and the wildlife team quickly stepped in, guiding the crowd to safety and creating a clear path for the broadcast to continue.